Hello everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. So today, what we are going to be taking a look at is cleaning our makeup brushes. Now, a lot of people ask me how to do this, and there have been a lot of things I've seen online. Some great techniques, some not so great. The goal of cleaning our brushes is to get them clean, but at the same time, we also want to make sure we don't ruin them or break them or set them up for, decaying or eroding. We want to make sure that our tools that we use for our makeup are super clean, but also going to last us a long time. Brushes can be very expensive if you go for very, very good quality ones. So I have a few brushes we're going to look at today with a few different products on a few different densities as well. And we're going to look at how to deep clean those brushes. But just before we get into that today, let me say a huge, huge thank you to the sponsor of today's video, and that is Skin Rocks. Now, if you're not familiar with Skin Rocks, what they do is they create these boxes based on a certain ingredient or a particular concern. And these boxes also include a full skincare routine. You have cleanser, moisturizer, SPF. You have 2 treatments in here as well. So if you're anything like me, and skincare can be a little bit confusing sometimes, but you understand how important skincare is, not just for your skin, but for your makeup as well, then Skin Rocks is a great place to start. So go ahead and follow Skin Rocks on Instagram. It's at Skin Rocks. And I will leave a link below to their website as well, where you can check out more information on these boxes and this teen box as well. Okay, so let's talk about cleaning brushes. Why is cleaning your brushes so important? First of all, I know it's like something that we're like, oh, I should get round to doing that, and then we kind of never do, but it is something that is extremely, extremely important. There are so many different things that can happen to your makeup and also to your skin if you don't clean your brushes correctly. I didn't know what I was going to say then. Let's talk about makeup first. Have you ever put a brush into a product and you've realized that it's kind of, the product's getting hard in places, or you're getting this layer on top of your product? That can come from oils that have gathered in your makeup brushes from your skin, and then you're putting that back into the product. This is easily fixable by just scraping off, the top layer, or you can use tape to take it off as well. I prefer the scraping way. But if you think about a makeup brush, and what it does, so say for example a foundation brush, right? Let's take this one. This is a brush that I use for foundation. I really prefer a stubby, really dense brush. I think you get a better blend and a fuller coverage. But say I use this for foundation, which I have, and I leave it overnight, use it again, leave it overnight, use it again, it's going to start to get a lot of bacteria within the brush. Now, it's important to deep clean these brushes because it is going on your face. I know that seems really basic and really obvious, but the things that can happen to your skin when you don't clean your brushes properly is not worth not cleaning your brush properly. There are ways to clean a brush that are quick, that can dry quicker as well, and there are ways where we can give them a deeper clean to make sure that we are getting rid of all that crap that is living in this brush. Now, these are my own personal brushes. In my professional kit, those brushes get cleaned instantly after use, like quickly. And that is because it's kind of a health and safety thing, right? Like, you wouldn't use a lipstick, pass it to a stranger, and then use the same one because of bacteria. And we all know now how quickly things can spread, right? So we really, really want to make sure that everything is hygienic instantly in a professional setting, and that includes everything. So why not with your own brushes? I know it's your own face, but come on. And then we also think, some of these brushes go around your eyes, they go around your mouth, maybe accidentally in your mouth. I don't know what you're doing with your brushes. So let's give these brushes a nice deep clean. Okay, the first brush, let's talk about the foundation brush I showed you. What I'm going to do with this to make sure that it's completely clean and really, really clean, because these can be a little bit difficult because they are stubbier, we really want to get that kind of deep, deep cleanse in this one. And we want to get in between all those hairs that are really tightly compact. With this brush in particular, I'm actually going to start with this one. This will be my first makeup brush I would clean, because what I want to do is keep an eye on the water and see how dirty it is and see how clean it gradually gets. I personally really like to use those brush cleaning pads that you can put down and kind of, like gently wipe away the dirt. And it kind of gives that gentle, I wouldn't say exfoliation, but it's not really. It's almost like a gentle scrub that helps to really get rid of that dirt. Foundation as well, especially if it's like a white brush, foundation will stain, of course. So to start with, I like to use warm water. We're not using anything boiling or too hot, because what we don't want to do is get this area too hot. Everything that's keeping your hairs in place, and even at the height they are, is in this little bit here. We don't want to get inside here wet. We don't want to get it warm. We want to keep it ideally as the state it is now. So I will always be washing my brushes from this angle. So I have a sink. I have some warm water. Now I'm very sensitive to heat. So I personally just like to fill it up to a warmth that I'm like, this would be nice if it was a bath, you know, not too hot. Not sauna, not jacuzzi. We're thinking baby bath, right? So my sink isn't swimming water, but we have enough water in there. What I'm going to do is put shampoo directly into this sink. So I basically want to start with getting rid of all that surface color and dirt that we can see. So what I'm not going to do is completely submerge my brush in water. I'm going to almost like take from, I imagine like the pad to be like the beach, right? And then the water to be like the shore. And we're just going to dip our feet into that water and keep hopping backwards and forwards to the water, back into the sand, if that makes sense, and start to gradually get rid of that dirt. Once I see all that kind of like surface foundation, surface makeup is completely gone, what I'm then going to do is I'm going to put the smallest amount of shampoo directly into my hand. And I'm just going to hold my brush on top like this. And I'm going to use my fingertips to push. You don't want to push like up into like this, but I'm going to push very gently into the areas where maybe foundation is still on the brush. So I'm going to really make sure I'm getting into all those little pieces, all those little areas, and almost massaging into the brush, not going this way. Remember, we don't want any water, anything to get down into here. Then I'm going to go back into my beach and shore method, you know, and then rinse the rest of that off. With my fingers like this, I'm going to kind of just wring out the water. I don't want to squeeze too much because I don't want to push any water up here. I just want to gently pull forwards like this. I then personally like to have another bowl of water just next to me where I will rinse any shampoo, anything like that off a brush. Then I will leave it to dry on the edge of something laying like this. Or if you have a tool where you can hang your brush upside down, that's perfect as well. We don't want to leave it up like this. We don't want the water traveling down into the furrow right here where all the glue is and where everything's holding this brush together. So that's somewhat of a deeper clean. If you want to do more of a gentle clean, say you just have like blush on a brush, you can literally just go from the water to the pad, water to the pad. If you don't have like a cleaning pad like this, something that is very slightly textured is absolutely fine to use also. You can use like one of those color switch things as a good idea. I personally, if you have like a dollar store near you or a Primark or a pound shop, get one of those hair donuts. They're a little bit harsher, but if you're very gentle, you can just be very gentle with it. But do exactly the same thing. A brush like this, where I haven't stained it too much with color and it's more of a powder product, is going to clean a lot easier. So that should really give you no trouble. And it's this one isn't dense in any way at all as well. It's very soft and fluffy. So that's going to clean super easy. Same with things like your fan brushes. Big powder brushes like this tend to clean very easily as well. But let's say perhaps you use a product that's completely waterproof. Let's say it's like a cream eyeshadow that sets really hard, or maybe you've used a brush to do a liquid lipstick or an eyeliner, or something that you know is just going to be like, you look at that brush and you're like, okay, that's set hard and now I need to clean it. Now you can use makeup removing oil to clean these brushes, but let's be super careful, okay? So you can use like a cleansing balm or makeup remover oil, the smallest amount, and you need to be in control of this the whole time. So use like a tiny pull in your hand here, do the smallest amount and gently put the brush into that product. Now remember, let's not go like this and let's not go crazy, because we definitely do not want oil getting into the furrow here, because that's going to break down the glue and your brush is going to be ruined. I had a brush once that I loved it. I don't know what happened, because I'm good at cleaning my brushes. Well, I'm not good at cleaning my brushes. When I clean them, my own personal ones, I'm like, just get them clean. Something happened where the hairs were coming out, but also the brush was losing its shape as the hair started to get looser and looser. Some were coming up, some were, you know, staying in place, and it was just the strangest brush, and I really miss it. I think it was discontinued as well. But that's why you have to be careful, everyone. Be careful with that oil. It can be difficult to remove these kind of products just using shampoo or your brush shampoo, whatever it is you're using. Washing up liquid, whatever it is you have. So after the oil cleanse part, I will then go back to my normal method of cleaning the brushes. And then hopefully all that color is gone. You can repeat the oil part, but the brush it's better if the brush is dry, because once that oil hits the water, it emulsifies and it isn't as great as it was, you know. Do bear in mind as well that depending on the brush you've used and in what product you used, your brush is more than likely going to be stained, and that's it. This green one, for example, I use this in some green body paint. And I just know that it's going to be forever green. However, as long as I know it's clean and no green is coming off when I wipe it on a tissue, for example, or a white cloth, then I know that it's clean from that green product and clean enough to then reuse. I have many brushes that have been stained by pink, purple, red. The color doesn't bother me as long as they work and they are clean. So after I've done this, like I said, you can lay them all flat on a towel is a good one. Leave them overnight to dry. There are certain products that I really love that you can leave them to dry on as well. I can link those below for you. And they kind of ensure that you're laying your brush down rather than leaving them the wrong way around, and that they're going to dry and air dry nicely as well. Before you place your brushes down to dry, do remember to kind of just gently squeeze your brushes almost back into shape. You don't want them to spread out. You don't want to dry spread out. So just very gently squeeze them. It gives your brushes almost that shape back, and they will dry in a much nicer shape. Once they are dry in the morning, you can gently buff them all like a towel, and they'll go back to their nice normal shape. So there are a few things as well that I would recommend not doing when it comes to cleaning your brushes. I think we have all seen, and don't get me wrong, some people love these. I personally don't like them because I had a bad experience with them. Those brush cleaning like tools, right, where you have a bowl that looks like a mini fish bowl or like a mini coffee thing you get in like a pancake house, and then that machine where you stick the brush in and you turn it on and it spins your brush. I really don't like them. I worked with someone once and they were like, oh, use my cleanser thing. This was in a salon. I was like, oh, I've never used this, let me try it. Stuck my brush on one, used it, completely ruined my brush. The hairs are spread out like this, and that was a brush done. It never went back to its normal shape. Even after I cleaned it myself and tried to reshape it, I used one of those net mesh things that go over, and I feel like it took longer to then get the brush, put it in, spin, take it out, then change the size, because there were different obviously extensions for a brush this big or a brush this big, you know? So personally, for me, I felt like that took a really long time. And when I start cleaning my brushes, I just want to get my brushes done. We all know it's not exactly a fun task. Something I'm extremely guilty of, and I've definitely done, is leave my brushes over radiators. I've done it, and you know what? I probably still will do it. Is it bad for my brushes? Yes. But if I haven't, say I'm going to do a job or something and I just like, oh crap, I haven't cleaned my brushes. If I need them to be dry for the next day, more than likely I will do that. That is an emergency example. The reason I wouldn't do that is because of the heat, of course, getting to the metal part of a brush. Does it work? Sure. Should you do it? I'm saying no, but do not throw your brushes into a sink full of water. You don't want to get the handle of this wet again, one by one. Patience. Do not put them in the washing machine or tumble dryer. Please, please, please. We've all seen, have you seen that TikTok where the person's like washing them in like a thing and she's like, oh, it's just like a soup. Don't soup your brushes. Don't soup your brushes. And then they all go into this pillowcase and they throw them in a tumble dryer and it just, you know what, it probably is quick, but your brushes are going to last you like, what, 3 or 4 months after that. When you're cleaning your brushes also, I know we really want to give them a deep clean, but do make sure you're not pushing like this. This goes for like applying product as well. You don't want to push down. What you're going to do is start to push the hairs almost back on themselves. It's almost like you're going to give your makeup brush ingrowing hairs, you know? So you're going to push them back on themselves, and then you're going to get patchy brushes that kind of start to look like this, you know? Like they have, no. And you're going to have patchy makeup, you're going to have patchy application. Be very, very gentle with them. So don't rub backwards the floor is really harsh. Really gently, really smoothly. Treat it like it's a newborn makeup brush. Yeah, like your 2 favorite makeup brushes have just had a child. You're giving it its first bath. If you really, really then want to go on and completely like sterilize, and I mean like your brushes will be fine to use and hygienic to use after they're dry, but if you want to be super safe, you can always use a fast drying antibacterial cleanser. However, do be careful. Some of them can be quite high in alcohol content and it can actually kind of ruin your synthetic brushes. So do be careful. Quick drying and you can immediately use them afterwards once they are dry. Let's very quickly touch on beauty sponges. These for me are the easiest thing to clean because ideally you should be using them very, very slightly damp, and I don't even mean wet, I don't even mean, you know, like wringed out to death. And so that means you can clean them right before you use them if you have to. I again like to just use a shampoo method or some kind of, or a kind of antibacterial soap. You can buy cleansers for your sponges. Use the tiniest amount, squeeze it in with a sponge and really squeeze the sponge almost like you're, you know, I don't know, what's those things that people hold and it exercises this part? Exercise. Like really give it a good squeeze. Put in a bowl of water and squeeze it, wring it in and out. Like, you know, it's a sponge, suck it in, wring it out, suck it in, wring it out. And do this until the water is running clean. And also do it until the water isn't giving you off that foamy kind of like bubble vibe where it's giving out the product that you clean it with. Because although it's clean, you don't really want that laying on your skin. So make sure it's completely wrung out. And then you can go ahead and use it because it's clean and it's wet. You might as well use it now, you know? Well, I hope that answers some of your questions. If you do have any questions regarding cleaning your brushes, please leave them for me below and I will try and answer a few of those myself. Thank you again to Skin Rocks for sponsoring this video. Like I said, go ahead and check them out on Instagram and check out that link that I'll leave below in the description box for you. Thank you so much for joining me. Please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye.